Push it.
Push it real good.
Anyways, yeah, that's how we're starting today.
Yep.
Welcome back to Am I the Asshole, the sister segment to the Lousy Show. You know who we are. I'm Sam.
I'm Joe.
That's,
Yep.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One day I'm going to say, like, I'm Jam. That's so.
Yep. Just keep doing it wrong every time.
We'll figure it out,
Yeah.
you know.
I wonder how many combinations we can come up with.
Well, the problem is both of our names have 3 letters.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And there's not many combinations when you do that. I think there's a total of like 9 combinations.
I'm not doing the math on that.
Yeah, we're going to figure that out. So, okay. Either way, we're here. We're going to do this. Before we get started, though, like 92% of y'all who watch, we appreciate you immensely. We appreciate the fact that you clicked on our video.
Yep.
Appreciate the fact that you're watching. But you're not subscribed.
No. What's wrong with you?
So, here's what we have to ask of you. Hit the subscribe button, completely free, costs you nothing, helps us out immensely, helps YouTube know that more people want to watch us, and then like this video, and definitely double let YouTube know.
We're going to have a new post. It's going to be, am I the asshole for not liking and subscribing? And the answer is going to be yes. So like it and subscribe.
Don't be one of them.
So that way you're not a poopy butt.
A dirty poopy butt.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
let's get started.
Yeah, let's go.
Sam, tell the people, what are we talking about today?
Today we talked about bad drivers. Now we're talking more specifically about traffic.
Traffic. Everyone hates traffic.
I fucking hate traffic.
Yeah.
Why I don't leave our little stretch of road that we live on.
Yeah, that's right.
I have about a 3-4 mile bubble. I don't leave that.
So I'll give clarification as to why or how we came up with this today.
Yeah.
So, we hadn't thought of a topic beforehand.
Nope.
I had to go run some errands. One of those errands was the last errand I was doing was grocery shopping.
Yeah.
And we usually call each other beforehand or in some sort of capacity, start a conversation about what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
And I had made mention about how multiple people driving their carts, not even vehicles, their carts at Walmart were absolute assholes because because they wouldn't be looking where they were going. And I'm in an area where I have the right of way, you know, in cart lingo.
Yep.
And they would try to merge over into where I'm at and I'd stop and let them go by. And they would give me that look of like, yeah, you stay there. Like, so not to mention the last one who I told you about, which was, she was with her daughter and we were about to merge and collide. And I stopped. I was like, you go ahead. And her daughter was like, hey mom, he's letting us go. And she's like, move. And I went, nah. And I went in front of her like I'm not going to play that game. If you're going to be an asshole about it in traffic, if I'm trying to be nice, nah, you lost all privileges.
Yeah.
So today is all about shitty people in traffic or at least assholes who are shitty.
Yep.
That are shitty.
Usually that's
dirty poopy butts.
Yep. Dirty poopy butts.
That's exactly what we're talking about. So, for reading.
Trying to track.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Do scissors
all right.
again.
Yeah. On
right.
one.
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. You read first.
All right. Cool. Am I the asshole for getting a guy arrested in a minor traffic accident?
Ooh.
Struggling to decide if I am the asshole in this situation, got lightly rear-ended turning out of the neighborhood yesterday. 35-year-old guy was super apologetic, and there was very limited surface damage to my rear bumper. He agreed to pull into a nearby strip mall to exchange info, but said he was in a hurry to get to work. We've been burned before in handshake accident info exchanges, so my husband now insists I always get a police report just in case damage is worse than it appears. Once dude realized I was calling the police, he starts begging me not to because he doesn't have a license and can't go back to jail and he needs to get to work. He's dressed in a casino deal uniform. He's pleading and insisting it's no big deal and I'm going to ruin his life over nothing. Keeps asking why I can't just take his insurance info, plus his dog is home alone. I insist on the police report, just as documentation, and apologize that it isn't personal. I can't be responsible for his issues. He was clearly panicked and calling work and his mom and someone to deal with the dog. Once police arrive, they quickly figure out he's not supposed to be driving and is cuffed and put in the squad car. Shortly after, an ambulance and fire truck pull up because he's apparently having a panic attack. So am I the asshole for not giving this dude a break? Feeling pretty terrible today, but at the same time, it is pretty standard to get a police report and dude shouldn't have been driving. I'm just going to echo those last few words. Dude shouldn't have been driving. Period. You ain't got a license? Take the bus. Get an Uber. Do something. Walk, Driving is not a right. It is a privilege. And you have to go through the right channels to get it done. So if you fuck up and rear end somebody, you better be ready to deal with those consequences. So I'm going to say immediately, not the asshole. I don't like that laugh.
So here's the thing. I'm going to say they're the asshole.
Really?
Actually, no. I'm going to say everyone sucks.
Okay.
Everyone sucks here. Don't burn me at the stake yet. I've been in a collision like this before.
Yeah.
Where I got rear-ended.
Mm-hmm.
I've also been the one who rear-ended someone. Here's the thing. If it's only, and they said, limited surface damage, right? You're talking about $100 buff.
Yeah.
You just sent a man to jail over $100.
And?
Now, here's the thing. If this individual had, if the story had gone where, and I've been in a situation like this before, if the story had gone where said individual who rear-ended OP had taken off, absolutely.
Yeah.
Send him to jail. That person's trying to run away from responsibility. But I can't say I've been in that position before, where I whole like, oh my God, police are gonna take me, like I just got out of jail situation. I get needing a police report for sure.
Yeah.
But I get needing a police report if there's bodily injury, if the vehicle is damaged beyond drivability. If there is a situation where it's multi-car pileup because things gonna get lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
If it's a literal fender scuff, to me, it just seems like a whole extra ordeal where you're wasting everybody's time. Because the police officer's even gonna get. I'm friends with a few police officers. I can tell you right now, none of them want to deal with pulling up and be like, so that's just the scrape on the bumper. Fuck. Okay. It's more paperwork for them.
Yeah.
To me, I'm going to say everyone's the asshole because I get, you've been burned, but your car is fine.
Yeah.
The only thing you got was a scuff. You could get that literally sitting in a parking lot and someone could door ding you. We were just talking about the other day, like a few episodes ago, about how I got door dinged while I was sitting in a Walmart parking lot. We were talking about that with a white Camaro. So I'm going to say, because like if this were a much more severe situation, without a doubt, yes.
Yeah.
Get that police report. Absolutely. But if the person, what I would have done in this situation, if I was the person who got hit, instead of exchanging information, I would have been like, hey, look, like, let's just call this bygones be bygones. You like, give me your cash app, send me some cash or something. Cause I'm going to go get this buffed out.
Yeah.
Like you can tell, even people who don't know vehicles can tell if something is like simple as a buff out. Exchange some information, exchange contact info, if nothing else. Like, hey, give me your phone number real quick. Awesome. Great. Here's mine. Let's exchange that way. We can just get this worked out. Because if that person's wanting to make sure the police don't get called, they're going to do whatever they can make sure to make, like they get to work and the police ain't called.
Yeah.
However, I want to flip the coin real quick. Dude should not be driving.
Yeah.
Period. That, like, I agree 100%. Driving is a privilege, not a right.
Yeah.
Owning a vehicle is a privilege, not a right. The roads were not meant for people to go all willy-nilly as they want. You still have to be safe. You still have to follow the law.
Yeah.
Everyone sucks. I think she could have stopped from sending a man to jail over a literal scuff.
Yeah.
Over cosmetic damage. I also think he should not have been behind the wheel regardless.
Yeah. Because, I mean, at the same time, I get where you're saying, like, yeah, it's kind of a little bit, you know, it's a small, insignificant thing. But what if he's bluffing at the same time? You don't know that he's bluffing, you know? So he could have just been trying to do that just to try to get out of it and not have to pay anything or get insurance involved or anything else like that. You know, so, like, you don't know as a random stranger if they're going to be honest with you or not. And so, you know, like, I would say, especially if they've been burned like that in the past, I would just every time, like, if you didn't follow the law correctly, sorry, that's your problem, not mine, you know?
No, I mean, that's, again, I still err on the side of he shouldn't have been driving regardless.
Oh, yeah. He definitely should not have been.
Should not have been driving. If you don't have your license, don't drive, period. End of story. You know, call it there. But I genuinely, I just don't like the fact that it was the immediate call to police. Like, I get you might have been burned before, but again, are you going to call the police on a door ding in a parking lot? That's my thought. Yeah. You know, well, granted, keep in mind, we're looking at this from the outside looking in where, you know, we were not actively in that situation, right? Hindsight's always 20/20. The crystal ball is always clearest looking backwards. I get that. But in this situation, like, I think, okay, if I got door dinged, which is the exact same amount of cosmetic damage it sounds like was here, very limited surface damage. If I got door dinged in a Walmart parking lot, am I going to call the police or file a report? No.
Well, they wouldn't even do anything anyway because it's private property.
Well, fair.
Yeah, but if it's on a public road, sure, I'm calling the cops. I
mean, like, I think that, like,
I have little patience for people that skirt the law in terms of traffic or, like, you know, don't use blinkers or anything else.
Oh,
you know,
same.
Like, so I get fucked. I don't care. You know, like,
well, and again, that's where I err on the side of everyone sucks. I'm not letting this dude off the hook. I think this dude 100% should not have been behind the wheel. But I do believe that also on the same side of that, you know, opposite of the same coin, I think OP should have very much in this situation, like, recognized, okay, simple scuff. Like, I get the bluff side of things. But there's always gonna be two sides. Either you're skeptical or you're hopeful. You know, I like to live on the hopeful side sometimes, and if nothing else, hopefully teach this dude, like, you better be driving safer. Like, because I could have easily called the cops and gotten you sent to jail. Especially if dude knows that if he was to get caught, he's gone to prison. Like, you know, immediately you're gone. You getting booked over you got booked over a fucking scuff. Well, but
it's your bed. You made it. Got to sleep in it too.
It's valid. So, as everyone says here, not the asshole. So they side with you
because they're all functional humans.
Okay,
I get where you're coming from.
But, okay, let's see what they say here. Participant, not the asshole. That insurance card was fake. Insurance companies do not write policies for unlicensed drivers. And if the policy was someone else's, all that person has to do is say the dude didn't have permission to be driving, and the insurance wouldn't cover it. That's fair and valid. You absolutely can get insurance without a license. And in fact, if your license gets suspended, you typically need to prove that you have insurance in order to get it reinstated. Also valid. As a matter of fact, in Texas, you have to have insurance on your vehicle before you can even go get it inspected. So, like, if you go buy a new car, you or if let's say this, because I know from moving here, we had everything for Virginia on the vehicles. I had to take it to get it inspected first. I had to have insurance showing we were here and the insurance was covering for us here before I got it inspected. Then I was able to get so, like, yes, you can get insurance and such. Also, in most cases, insurance is going to be one of the very first things you do. Also, if you finance a car, your lender may require it to be insured as a condition of the note, whether or not you maintain a valid driver's license. Valid, most banks require it. An unlicensed driver may not be able to get a policy from one of the big companies, but there are plenty of smaller, typically crappier insurance companies that will write those policies. Also valid. In the U.S., driving without a license is illegal. In every state, you have to have a license to drive on public roads. Most states differentiate between operating a vehicle without a valid driver's license and driving a vehicle without proof of a driver's license. Correct. For anybody wondering, that the difference there, legally having a license or legally having it on you. Such as when a driver fails to physically carry their valid driver's license. There you go. In the UK, it's also illegal.
Let's go to a different thread because that's a big one.
That's a very big one. Jesus. Not the asshole. If he's driving without a driver's license, he's most likely uninsured and may have given you. This is the false information side. The reason the laws are made in the first place: don't do the crime if you can't do the time. siding with you very much so in that sense.
Yeah.
I also love
like
how
I get being compassionate, but like I said, I have little patience for it in this scenario.
And but that's where I say everyone sucks.
Yeah.
Because like I get that.
Yeah.
And I'm not disagreeing with that at all.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
You know, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that like dude's gonna pay for what he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, it falls back to the thought of like, even if it was fake, you know, that's still money coming out of your pocket. I get that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. I've been in both situations, not necessarily without my license, you know, knock on wood. Hopefully I never have to do that. But
yeah,
it's more of a, you know, I've been rear-ended and been rear-ending someone, and I know what that looks like from both perspectives. And I actually, to give more perspective, I actually rear-ended a truck once. I was driving a 96 Honda Accord. For anybody wondering, they are very low to the ground.
Yep.
And I hit the brakes hard, so the nose end went down even more, and I went up under the truck and lifted it.
Yep.
Like,
bang.
And so they had zero damage under their truck. I had a big old knot in the middle of my hood where it had dented and pushed from their hitch. And when the police officer showed up, we exchanged information, and the police officer straight up looked at me, right? And because I had no idea at this time, the police officer goes, yeah, you do realize you're in the wrong. And I was like, wait, how? And he was like, you rear-ended them.
Yeah.
And he was like, thankfully, the cars behind you didn't hit you, because if the cars behind you had hit you, then it's a whole mess.
Yeah.
And we had to find out who did what in the chain reaction. He goes, but the cars behind you didn't hit you. However, you were the one who did hit the truck. The truck's walking away without damage, and they're not pressing charges for you hitting them.
Yep.
You have about a $200, dent to fix in your hood. You can go get your brand new hood, or go get you one from a Pick and Save somewhere. Yeah. You're good. Like the police officer was very blunt about that, but at the end of the day, like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll just take the L on that.
Yep.
Honestly, if the dude wanted to get away with it, just give that person cash right there.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like you carry cash already. So at that point, just drop 100 real quick. Be like, I'm sorry. Like, here's the damages.
Also, funny story for me. I was driving a 99 Honda Accord and was leaving school and ended up rear-ending a truck. Same thing, hit the brakes, went up underneath. My hood totally accordioned back.
I remember that, yes.
Yeah, and to the point where I couldn't see. So at that point, I called my dad, and because I was actually going to meet him at a McDonald's over in town, and so he came, and literally no damage at all to the truck whatsoever. Like, it was chrome bumper, not even a scratch on it. And he was like, "Yeah, honestly, like, I'm good not calling the cops. You already have enough to deal with. It's whatever." I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I was prepared to, like, do whatever I needed to do. It's like, I fucked up. But a cop ended up driving right by and stopped. And, but he was cool. He was like, and he got my statement. And basically, it was just like, there was something distracted me. I had long emo style hair at the time. And so I couldn't really see out my left eye very well. And so I looked to the right, looked to the left. Oh God, there's a truck, and smacked him pretty good. And so yeah, the cop was just like, yeah, well, I mean, he's not doing anything, so I'm just gonna have to cite you for following too closely. And so then I had to go take defensive driving and blah blah blah. But but yeah, no, I fucked up at the end of the day.
I actually got very lucky. I walked away without a ticket on mine.
Oh wow, yeah, that's really good. No, I've rear-ended 2 people. And both times I got a following too closely. So,
so the reason I didn't get a ticket, so in my situation, again, that whole pile up situation that he was talking about. So truck, me, bang, rear end truck.
Yeah.
Right behind me, however, was a Mustang, an SUV, and another sedan that became a sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah. The Mustang, however, sedan, SUV, Mustang. The Mustang hit the SUV and pushed the SUV into the sedan.
Oh, okay.
And they didn't have licenses.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the police officer straight up looked at me and was like, I got enough to deal with.
Yeah.
You get out of here.
That's a little less paperwork for him.
Yeah. So, this comment section is pissing me off so much. So many people are saying that since he has a criminal past, he deserves to have his life ruined. Y'all need to remember that felons are human too. Didn't think that that was someone that needed to be said. Didn't think that was something that needed to be said, but here we are. Honestly, I don't think there is an asshole in this situation. OP has a right to protect himself from being scammed, and the dude deserved to be able to get to work so that he and his dog didn't starve. That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I get there's absolutely a human element here.
Yeah.
Humans make mistakes, and mistakes have to be paid for. So.
Not the asshole. I like to believe he would have done the right thing and paid you for your damages. But if he's already breaking the law by driving without a license, chances are doing the right thing is not his thing. See, okay, I want to say this real quick. Speaking to the human element in this, and I don't want to spend too much more time on this. I want to go to the next one because we do have 3 others that I think are going to be really good.
On it for a bit.
Yeah, but I want to say this, and I kind of want to cap it here if we can. I hate the mentality of that people driving without a license are automatically like garbage human beings that are going to scam people. Like that's what I'm reading here.
Yeah.
And that's not the case.
No.
People could be without a license for a number of reasons. No, but none of those reasons could determine it being an illegal situation.
Well, it's inherently illegal for not driving without a license.
I agree. But what I'm saying is that doesn't mean that they're automatically like a drug dealer who's been like popped 4 different times by the cops and sting ops, or they're con artists, or whatever. Like they're garbage human beings. Like that's not always the case.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. Most people are good.
Yes.
People make mistakes.
Correct.
Things happen.
So I want to point out that we're seeing a lot of that here. It's like a lot of people automatically like drive without a license, fuck them. It's garbage human being. Clearly they would fuck you over. Like, I mean, I'll
still say fuck them, but not because they're a garbage human being, but because they're
breaking the law.
Because they're breaking the law.
That I get. But this whole mentality of fuck them because they're driving without a license. So drive without a license equals garbage human being. No, not
saying they're garbage. It's just they made a mistake. You just got to pay for your mistakes.
Yeah.
So, that's where I cap it.
Cap it there. We'll agree to disagree.
Yep.
Good conversation, sir.
Yep.
On to the next. You're up.
No, you're up. I won.
Oh, you did.
Yep.
Wow. Damn. Am I the asshole for refusing to speed up or move out of the left lane on the highway? Asshole. End of story. Done. Obligatory FTP LTL. Sorry for the formatting. I was traveling to work early tonight on a highway that was 2 lanes wide in the particular area. I was in the left lane going 80 miles per hour. Speed limit is 70 miles per hour, and traffic in the right lane was going what I estimate to be approximately 75 based on how long it took me to pass each vehicle. Okay, fair. Cue potential asshole moment. A black pickup comes up behind and begins to tailgate me and flashes brights behind me in the left lane. Judging by how fast he came up behind me, he had to be doing at least 85 to 90. Now, ordinarily, I would yield to faster traffic, but I already was the faster traffic, and this guy was going excessively fast. Now, being honest, there were several gaps I could have fit into in the right lane in between 2 vehicles that would have allowed this guy to pass. But I didn't feel comfortable slowing down to fit in the gap in traffic with him tailgating me at the speeds we were going. So I stood my ground and continued to pass vehicles on the left until traffic was clear. Once traffic cleared, I maintained my 80, but stayed in the left lane until I felt that I was far enough ahead to go right, at which point I signaled my move to the right lane. This guy had different ideas, however, and decided to beat me to the right lane and floor it around me and speed off into the distance at whatever speed, probably 90 plus, based on how fast he gained distance. I told my wife this story, and she said I shouldn't provoke road rage and should have signaled so he knew I had the intent to move earlier, even if I couldn't. So am I the asshole? I retract my previous statement.
Yeah, definitely the tailgater was being an asshole there.
I think everyone sucks.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could have moved over at any point.
Yeah, if you had told me that traffic was so tight in the right lane that you couldn't get over, even though you were already doing a faster speed limit than they were and breaking the law, mind you, well above.
Yeah.
Because in most states, 10 over is a higher offense anyways. So you're already surpassing the speed limit by 10 miles per hour and passing the cars to your right. If you had told me that the right lane was so tight and jam-packed, maybe because of exits were coming up or what have you, absolutely. That's a fair excuse. But you said multiple times there were gaps where you could have easily gotten over. You just felt unsafe or unsure to do so.
Yeah. Well, and that was because they didn't want to be rear-ended by the person tailgating them. At that point, what I would have done, of course, hindsight's 20/20, but throw on that cruise control, back it down into like a mile an hour or 2 until you're at the speed of travel and then merge over.
Mhm.
Like if you're just going down slowly, sounds like you were in the left lane for a bit.
Well, also there's this thing called a signal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the thing. Like, and we go back to this a lot. Like, people don't signal before they do something; they do it as they're doing it.
Yeah,
and that's not what's supposed to fucking happen. If you turn on that turn signal and say, "Hey, I'm trying to merge over," people will typically, at least I would do it, create some space, so that way you can safely merge over. Especially if you've got a dick behind you.
Yep.
You know. So I'd say everyone sucks. Everyone's an asshole in this situation.
Yeah. I think the black pickup is definitely an asshole regardless. I've seen drivers like that many times over. Dealt with that last night. Actually, I have a little story about this. And I wasn't even on the highway.
Yeah.
So last night I had to go meet someone for a purchase, right?
Drugs?
Yes,
Nice.
absolutely. I was actually meeting the dude for Dro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got
Thanks for the
flow.
hookup, by the way.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
I got you. Yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. So, how you doing?
Yeah.
No, I was actually going to meet a guy for a Facebook Marketplace pickup. Dude goes to me regardless. Shitty situation. But I was in an apartment complex that was gated. Okay. The gate was open when I got there. So I was like, oh, cool. Going in, went back to where the apartment was, waiting for the dude to get there, find out it's not coming. All right, cool. I go to leave, right? The gate's not opening, right? I don't know how to get out. I don't have a key. I don't have a little blinker, a beeper, whatever. Mustang behind me, move. Like, and I'm like, gate, you see it? So what I do, I throw my car in reverse. I have a backup cam so I can see I'm not going to hit them.
Yeah.
And I work my way out of the way of them. No cars are coming, so I'm not, blocking traffic. I put my window down. I was like, hey, could you open the gate? And all I said was like, hey, I'm visiting someone. I can't get out. And he was like, well, all you got to do is fucking move up, dude. Are you fucking stupid? And I immediately was like, no, I didn't know that. I'm not from this area. Like, would you mind? He goes, well, fucking pull up, you dumbass. Like, and I'm like, what? And I kept my cool. I'm very happy about keeping my cool. But however, people who are behind you like that, who are obviously trying to be assholes by getting around you or causing a scene, definite assholes. Yeah. Period. However, OP, you an asshole too. Because like I said, if you knew multiple times, even using your theory of the cruise control. Yeah. If you knew multiple times you could get over into the right lane, why didn't you? Yeah. Like, that's what it's for. Just slowly. You don't have to slam on the brakes. Just let off the gas. Just let gravity pull you back a little bit, right? And then just, oh, hey, blinker on. Awesome. Now merge over. Truck's gone. Done deal. Everyone goes home happy. And nobody here would call you an asshole. Because that's exactly what the commenter said. Let's go take a look and see what they said. Yep. You're the asshole. The very left lane is the passing lane. Doesn't matter the speed limit. He was passing, as you can tell, because he commented on the speed of the traffic he was passing. Agreed. However, the left lane, if you're passing in that moment, like, still everyone's the asshole because the pickup truck should not be tailgating you. No. In the left lane. Period. You're the asshole. The left lane is for passing. He could have been an emergency for all you know. I mean, sure. But here's the thing going back to the traffic safety or the road safety, if someone's in an emergency, you are not allowed to exceed or break laws because of an emergency. Yeah. You will you could have a pregnant woman in the back of your vehicle and she is actively in labor and you are speeding to the hospital. If a cop pulls you over, sure, they might escort you to the hospital, but you're still getting a speeding ticket. Yeah. Because you were breaking the law. Yeah. No, there's no excuse regardless of the emergency situation. No, that's
the only people that can do that are emergency services. And if their lights are on and sirens and everything, correct. There's specific protocol they have to follow in order to be able to break that.
Correct. So they have to get clearance most times. Yeah. Because they'll have to call it in and be like, hey, I got a speeder. Awesome. Yeah. Get him. They're like, everyone's an asshole. He's likely an asshole for driving so fast, but you are too for standing your ground. There is no winner if there's a crash. You're not being a tough guy. You're being an idiot. Swallow your pride and pull to the right. It's not worth a crash. I agree. Yeah. Are you saying that the OP should have, 1, slowed down before merging into the right lane, risking a collision with the tailgater behind him, or 2, should have merged with traffic in the right lane without slowing down because risking a collision? No. Gravity will naturally slow your vehicle down. You know, like it's people like that that scare me on the road. Because you what you did was you forgot all these other options that are much safer than what you're putting an ultimatum out there.
Yep.
You'd rather be right than drive safe. And those are the people that terrify me on the road.
Yep.
You're the asshole. How can you be sure that the man behind you wasn't speeding to get to the hospital?
It's irrelevant.
No. Or had an emergency situation.
Still irrelevant.
Yep. You never know what someone is going through and why someone is driving quickly. Move out of the way.
I think we should move on.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. Thank you for watching this so far. We greatly appreciate you hanging out with us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube or listening on any listening sites. Make sure to go follow us on there as well. And also, if you're watching the video, drop us a like and share it to your friends who might want some lousy advice as well. If you have any at all lousy advice that you want from us or any lousy ideas that you'd like us to cover, drop it in the actual comments down below or send it to us at thelousypodcast@gmail.com. You can also email us there anytime with any ideas you have. Back to the show.
Yeah, we both agree everyone sucks. So,
All right, you're up, buddy.
All right. Am I the asshole for almost hitting a lady in the crosswalk who wasn't obeying the crossing guard?
Fuck them.
10 points. You mean a mobile speed bump? So this happened this morning while driving my kid to school. The crosswalks near the school are all manned by a crossing guard. I've been driving through this intersection for 3 years and have never had an issue before. I pulled up to the intersection, and the crossing guard had the other cross direction of traffic halted, and the pedestrians/students were crossing. I began to drive through the intersection, same direction as the pedestrians crossing with the crossing guard, and a woman walking dogs proceeds in front of my vehicle and then starts yelling at me for going and almost hitting her. I yelled back, "There's a crossing guard you need to follow," and she yells back, "I'm not part of the school," like she doesn't need to respect the crossing guard. There are people at all other corners respecting the crossing guard guidance. Was I wrong in proceeding consistent? With the crossing guard, or should I have assumed that the lady walking dogs doesn't need to follow the crossing guard and was going to walk out in front of me? Was there a stop sign? Sounds like just a mobile one with the crossing guard, you know? So like he's following the flow of traffic. Doesn't sound like he was speeding. I mean, if he's doing that, I don't really see how he's an asshole here. Like, I'm not part of the school. Like who gives a shit? That's not just for the school. It's for traffic.
All right.
You know,
key points here. This title specifically says, for almost hitting a lady in the crosswalk who wasn't obeying the crossing guard. Look at the key points, the whole conversation here.
Yeah.
Pulled up to the intersection. Crossing guard had the other cross direction of traffic. So we're here. This side's this is going.
Yep.
Let's see. Had the other cross direction of traffic halted, so no one's moving here, and the pedestrians and students were crossing. Okay. I began to drive through the intersection. Same direction.
I don't think you got that right.
As pedestrians crossing. So same direction as the pedestrians crossing.
They're parallel with the pedestrians.
Okay, so they are parallel.
They're off to the right or to the left or whatever.
Cool. So pedestrians and them are going this way.
Yeah.
Traffic's halted this way. And a woman at walking dogs proceeds in front of my vehicle. Starts yelling at me. So she didn't even have the right of way.
No. Mm-mm.
So the crossing guard said everyone going this way is good.
Yeah.
This woman went this way. And then yells saying, I'm not part of the school, like she doesn't need to respect the crossing guard. Oh, yeah. No, you're not an asshole.
Yeah, definitely not an asshole.
No, you're not an asshole at all.
I don't see where there's an everyone sucks. Well, so I'm sorry to spoil it here. Everyone sucks is what everybody said.
You know, we were doing great.
I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Mark the ticker back to 0. Days without any incident.
Didn't realize we had a ticker. But
suddenly,
I'm not doing that. That's too much.
No. So like here is okay. This goes back to my Walmart situation earlier.
Yeah.
Of the woman who's like, move, you know, nah, bitch. Like, we live in a time, and it blows my mind because we grew up in a very different time.
Yeah.
We live in a time where people think they are somehow invincible to consequence.
Yeah.
This woman went There's a hired individual whose job is literally to direct the flow of traffic to make sure that everyone, both drivers and walkers alike, are getting to their destination safely.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck them.
20 points. 100 points.
Yeah. Lady, you are lucky you are not a speed bump.
Yeah.
And you're lucky that fucking Rover and Pip Pip, your fucking, dogs are not fucking, mobile fucking targets either.
Yeah.
Like, nothing against it. And I don't want anybody ever getting hit by vehicles.
No.
But that's how people get hit by cars, dude. Like,
no. Thinking that they just have, like, technically, all the driving stuff teaches you pedestrians automatically have right of way.
Mhm.
But at the same time, if you're already in a flow of traffic and then somebody's just hopping out in front of you,
yeah,
that's not your fault. Like, even though, like yes, if you were to hit them, they would probably still say that, but you're not the asshole in that scenario. The person crossing is the asshole.
And that's why I love, like, clear definition of that, because, like, here, especially here in Austin, people who use crosswalks have the right of way.
Yeah.
That is very clear and evident no matter where you go. And if you hit someone, you are fucked.
Yep.
So you have to wait for, it doesn't matter if you see people like on this side, if they're going this way and they're almost to the edge, you're not going until everybody's done. Like, if you see another person pop up, you got to wait a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What also really boils my blood here is that this woman is so oblivious to her own consequence. She's willing to let her dogs get hit by a car too.
Yeah.
For her shitty take on the situation.
They're not waiting 5 seconds to let the car pass and then
correct.
Like,
yeah,
definitely the woman is an asshole.
Yeah,
and
I would say they're the asshole.
Yeah.
You're not an asshole. They're the asshole. I want to know why everyone says everyone sucks, though. Everyone sucks here. She for being entitled, but as a driver, you have to yield to pedestrians no matter how stupid they are. Nah.
That doesn't mean they suck.
Nah. Like I agree they have to yield to pedestrians, but like, nah, that's not. Let me clarify my nah for a second. I'm not saying go hit someone with a car. What I am saying is...
No, that's what we're saying officially here at the Lousy Show. This is our stance. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, no, I think that this does not make them an asshole at all. Everyone sucks here. Crossing guards usually aren't legally binding.
That doesn't matter.
They're just volunteers or school employees that most people chose to follow in most cases. Assuming she didn't ignore an actual lighted crossing direction, she was well within her rights. However, it would make sense to assume that people are going to follow a crossing guard, so I don't fault you for expecting that. Here's the thing, though. Okay, so let's look at the entire spectrum of this real quick. They're in a school zone. Mm-hmm. A school zone is marked 25 miles per hour, and typically those schools that have crossing guards will have a sign showing a crossing guard is active. Yeah. Why? Because that school owns the property in which you are driving on. Okay.
Well, it's usually a public road that they're attached to. They don't own that.
Still within county. The school technically still owns it because it's still within county schools.
I don't think that's how it works. But
I'd love to find out. I'd love to look at the literature on that.
I don't think that really matters in this situation. Either
way, I disagree that crossing guards aren't usually binding. No. Especially in those situations, if they are hired individuals, they are legally binding individuals who I'm almost pretty certain you have to actually go through a training program to become a crossing guard too, don't you?
I think they teach you, but I don't think they're paid. I think it's usually volunteer.
I'd love to find out. I think it might be case by case basis.
Maybe. I think maybe at a private school they would hire somebody to do it, but like public schools, they're not paying extra if they don't have to, So.
Oh shit. Wait, but you're the asshole. Yep. At a four-way stop with crosswalks is supposed to be a safe spot for pedestrians to cross. Maybe you were even distracted by a crossing guard and didn't notice the lady crossing. But here's the thing though, crossing guards letting everyone walk this way. She went this way.
Yeah, that automatically implies it's not a four-way stop. It's a four-way intersection, which is a different thing.
Correct.
So that way there's a flow of traffic here, and then it's probably like a traditional neighborhood. So like, for example, there's a school over in my neighborhood where there's the flow of traffic road that has no stop sign. Yep. And then there's two roads on either side of it that have stop signs.
Yep.
There's still crosswalks there, and then a crossing guard that will help the kids across, especially the lane of traffic that
I know what I'm thinking of. It's usually police officers who I'm also seeing who do that, like the police officers who work with the schools. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, it's usually not police officers, but it does happen. Yes. Yeah. So like in this situation, like I said, over by my house, there's no stop sign going through here. But if the crossing guard is there, you better fucking stop.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
It's just something like that. But
A crossing guard is only signatory that people are about to cross, but does not control the flow of traffic. That's bullshit.
Oh, wait. There's clarification right there.
Maybe I wasn't clear enough. We both proceeded at the same time. She started walking as I started pulling forward.
So it was a stop, and he started going, and then so did the pedestrian. So did the lady. So they went at the same time.
So it was a miscommunication.
Yeah.
Misunderstanding, but instead she wanted to get pissy.
Yeah.
Nah, she's the asshole.
Yeah, still the asshole.
Yep. I think we're done here.
One more.
Uno más.
This is you.
Oh, it is?
Yep.
Am I the asshole for tailgating a speeding fire truck?
Ooh.
I'm going to go ahead and say yeah. Last week I had a wedding to get to, and oh my God, here we go again. Justifications. Last week I had a wedding to get to, and there was some serious traffic from some road issues in Saratov, and I needed to get to Ingalls ASAP. I guess there was a fire in Ingalls, and they needed backup fire trucks from Saratov, as there were 2 fire trucks going that direction. So I speed as fast as I could right behind the fire truck, tailgating them. Holy shit, that saved me 2 hours of time, as the traffic was absolutely horrendous. I don't know why nobody else thought of it. My girlfriend, maybe because you shouldn't fucking do it. My girlfriend was in the car and she said I was being ridiculous, but the other people in the car supported me. She told me to stop, and I told her to chill and undo the panties that were bunched up, or however you saw that expression in English. We ended up getting to the wedding an hour early, which was pretty awkward actually. But if I didn't tailgate the fire truck, I wouldn't have. I had much of the food and a bunch of other stuff for the wedding. Anyways, I don't see why I'm an asshole, because nobody was hurt by it or negatively impacted. The fire trucks got everyone to move out of the way, and I just stayed right behind them.
That's so, just like we said in a couple posts ago, tailgating is not a good thing to do. Especially if it's a fucking emergency services vehicle. You need to give them space.
There's a special place in hell for people who don't respect emergency services.
Yep.
There are people in this world specifically who dedicate their lives to making sure people like you and I stay safe, stay, in a safe place, handle emergency situations. When those individuals who take up that oath are mobile, you get the fuck out of the way.
Yep, and stay out of the way.
That does not mean crawl up their ass and ride their coattails all the way to your destination. Also, for the fact you just talked about that there was a severe fire where they needed backup.
Yeah.
That means you faked being an emergency vehicle to get to your destination faster. Because if no one else is behind that fire truck and you're pretending to be with that fire truck,
I wouldn't say they were pretending to be with the fire truck. I think they were just taking advantage of a situation.
I think it's a shitty advantage.
Yeah, it absolutely is. I'm not trying to defend them. I just think you're going too far into it personally.
Dude, but that's the thing is, I am one who, if I hear sirens or if I see lights coming up or what have you, I'm immediately getting out of the way.
Yeah.
Period. I'm not trying to use that opportunity to haul ass and tailgate. Sure, you could say, oh, we're going to a wedding. Oh, I need to get to this meeting. Oh, I need to go hurry up. I have errands to run. Oh my goodness, I have to go get a cup of coffee before traffic is too bad over there.
Yeah.
Whatever excuse you want to use, it doesn't fucking matter. Get the fuck out of the way.
There's only one situation where I've kind of agreed with it, and it was a friend of mine when I was growing up in California. He was riding a skateboard down a hill, hit a pebble, fell forward, broke the fuck out of his arm. This was back before cell phones were really a thing, so he went to one of the houses, knocked. Fortunately, somebody was there. They called emergency services for them, and then also called his mom. And so the mom ended up meeting the ambulance there, and then the ambulance said, follow us to the hospital.
That is provided.
That is provided. Yeah. So that's a difference. That is, they're with the emergency actually.
I wouldn't even rope that in this situation because there was actual communication had of, hey, follow us. You won't get in trouble. Just stay behind us. We gotta go.
Yeah.
And there's that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking from like, let's say, you're just at a random stoplight and then you see an ambulance and then a car go right behind it. You won't know the whole story, So like, but this is coming from the person that was being.
I was gonna say that that is very different from this.
I know.
Like,
I'm talking more about the scenario I was talking about.
Sure.
But,
yeah.
So
like I like
that's the only situation that it's okay.
Yeah. Is when you get actual verbal permission from the emergency services to be on their ass.
Yep.
Like, I want to put this into the ether real quick. What if a cop had seen that?
Oh yeah. They would have.
You are fucked. You ain't making the wedding, and you ain't making it to work the next day either.
No.
Because they are going to, going to put some beautiful silver bracelets on you and give you a lift, and no longer you taking your vehicle. Because I'm sure you were not only were you following very closely to an emergency vehicle, you were probably exceeding the speed limit without any proper reason or any prior given approval. You were putting others at risk.
Yeah. Sounds like too. They said, it's roughly, they got there an hour ahead of time. It would have been 2 hours if they had stayed there. So you left with all the important stuff for the wedding to get there exactly on time.
Yeah.
You should have left a lot earlier.
Yeah. You are an asshole for a few different reasons.
Yep.
Because whoever's wedding this was entrusting you to make sure you get everything done appropriately. And you waited till the last minute to leave.
Yeah. I'm going to give this not even just an asshole. Fuck this guy.
Yeah. Honestly,
this is next level assholery.
Let's go see what the Sultan of Sphincter had to say down here. You're the asshole. Tailgating isn't safe, let alone when it's an emergency vehicle. Massive asshole move. Yeah. You're the asshole for tailgating an emergency vehicle. Seriously, I don't know where you're from, but where I am, that's a pretty major ticket. Just because something didn't happen that time doesn't mean something major couldn't have happened. Absolutely.
They responded. I wonder, can you click on that and see?
Where you're from. Chechnya. I think it's obvious I was Russian because I mentioned Russian cities. No one's going to sit here. Okay, shut the hell up. In Russia, nobody cares. I think you probably knew that from the ridiculous videos on YouTube about Russian road incidents. Yeah, I'm gonna add.
Oh, it's locked.
It is. Yeah. Spoiler: people don't have every city in every country memorized, right?
Yep.
Oh, I want to see what they say now. Saratov. All right, you're right. Sorry for assuming. It does sound pretty Russian, so I would have assumed you would have known it was a Russian. It was Russia. Even if you didn't know the city, it's a fairly big city.
Because it sounds just like this guy. There's a Moscow in Tennessee and a Paris in Texas.
Yep. Let's see. You're the asshole. It's not safe for and being dismissive of your wife for calling you on that.
They even responded to that one.
My girlfriend, bruh. My bad, bruh. You're still the asshole. You're the asshole. Tailgating is dangerous and Wilson. It was okay. Also, you just justified still calling out your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, this dude's a piece of shit. You're the asshole. Tailgating is dangerous and Wilson is inconvenient, or it was convenient for you. It wasn't worth putting lives in danger. I get why you did it, but it doesn't make it right.
No.
Oh, wait, what is this? You're the asshole. You're a colossal asshole. What if they had to slam on the brakes and you rear in them? Now you've disabled an emergency response vehicle. Even if it isn't likely, you taking that chance makes you a remarkably shitty person. Shiny. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's pretty well established. Everybody thinks that they are an asshole, and rightfully so. Again, fuck that guy, because that's
real
bad.
That was atrocious.
Yeah,
to be honest with you, like special people in this world, man, and like I just don't understand. I don't understand that level of people's thinking.
It's very much a selfish versus selfless kind of thing, like, they don't think about anybody else around them. They think, oh, I have an opportunity here to say fuck everybody else and to get to this wedding early. So like, it's just there's a lot of selfish people out there.
It is.
So yeah,
it is. Let us know what you think on any of these here. And if you're watching right now, of course, make sure to subscribe.
Yep.
hit the like button on this, and in the comments, not only let us know if we got any of these wrong or if you have any other opposing thoughts, but let us know if you've had any situations like this, and also if you didn't catch the previous episode of us doing Reddit advice. Let us know if you think we should start our own Reddit thread or subreddit, I should say, our own subreddit, where you could drop, from your throwaway accounts, advice questions, asshole questions, things like that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let us know what you think on that in the comments, and if nothing else, drop an emoji because engagement. But I'm gonna throw you for a loop.
God damn.
So on the screen, you now see both of us, right? So behind and front of me, him, button, subscribe, click. Same thing, video.
Did you see what I did on that edit, by the way?
I did, yes.
Yeah,
I did, yes.
Fuck you.
Click that button because YouTube thinks you like it, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.
Bye.